Let's just get the latest now on the situation in Zimbabwe. We can go live to Harare and our correspondent Shingai Nyoka. Shingai, within the past few minutes, Reuters news agency has been reporting several new lines about Robert Mugabe coming into them via his nephew. What's he apparently been saying?
Well, we understand that his nephew, Patrick Joao, who's also a cabinet minister, earlier today has said that President Mugabe is prepared to die. So clearly he's defying what is happening on the streets today. He says that he is not prepared to break the constitution by leaving office, and that he will not support a coup. So despite the fact that hundreds of thousands of people have been out on the streets today, President Mugabe seems to be digging his heels in.
Shingai, we can hear the noise of the crowds behind you. What's happening on the streets below?
Well, on the streets below, and not just behind me, but all over the capital and other cities of Zimbabwe, hundreds and thousands of people have been marching through the streets. They've been chanting that after 37 years, it's time that President Robert Mugabe goes. Some of them were saying that he sold out, and some of them even marched to President Mugabe's private residence about 20 kilometers from here. They were singing and chanting at his gate before they were dispersed by the military, but President Mugabe himself has not appeared. He hasn't commented outside of this latest statement from his nephew, presumably speaking on his behalf.
And we also understand that Morgan Tsvangirai, the former Prime Minister who was the leader of the opposition, is back in Harare and is also at the State House.
Yes, and it's not just Morgan Tsvangirai, it's almost all of the opposition leaders met earlier and marched onto the State House. This is not just political parties that are calling for him to go, and ordinary Zimbabweans, but churches, black and white, speaking in unity really for the first time in what is the most significant event since independence.
Things are very peaceful and quite joyful at the moment, aren't they? Are there any concerns that things could turn a different way? Are there any supporters left for Robert Mugabe now that he's said that he will resist?
Well, ironically, we saw many people, many ZANU-PF supporters who just weeks ago had stood at rallies and spoken in support of President Mugabe and support of Grace Mugabe. They themselves have been at these rallies too today. They've marched on State House, and so it appears that members of his own party have deserted him.
Okay, Shingai Nyoka, thank you very much for updating us there from Harare. Thank you.